So what is happening, people? Hey, today is May the 15th and we are back at Kerr Lake in the Longwood section. Remember when we were here last Saturday doing some fishing? Hey, it is a beautiful day today. The Lord has given us just a beautiful day out here to be fishing. It's probably about 68, 70 degrees. There's no wind today, unlike last Saturday. If you remember that, the wind puffed us all around the lake. And so we're gonna be doing some crappie fishing. And got Miss P, she's driving me around. We putting up the lake right now, and while I get all the cameras and fishing stuff set out. So we're gonna be vertical jigging for crappie in the deeper water. We're gonna look around and see if we can find some brush piles. Last week the crappie were on the small side. We caught a lot of fish here last Saturday. Now if you've been keeping up with my channel, you know yesterday we were at Hyco Lake. We caught a bunch of fish on some deep structure. I had to change all my rigs to different colors. I expect the same thing will happen here. Last week one of those Bobby Garland colors was really good. So hey guys, appreciate all the support for the channel. Hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button below. That helps us support the channel. And we're going to see if we can get at it and catch some crappies for you guys today. So stay along with us, learn a little something, and I hope you enjoy the show. Let's go catch some fish. So I just dropped a buoy on, it looked like a couple of sunken brush piles. They're not big brush piles, but they do have some fish on them. So I just dropped it on there. It took me a minute to find them. Look like there's two of them. They're separated. Let's go up here and see if we can catch a fish. Boom, just like that. Not a big crappie. Just a small crappie. Now, a lot of times I get to a brush pile, if I fish it for a little while and I'm only catching small crappie, then I'll just move on to another brush pile. This one's a little bit better. Boom. Now, there's actually two brush piles here. I fished that one back here, and the upper one, that one come off the upper brush pile. It looked like the fish more reactive on that brush pile. And like I just missed that fish. You ever sitting there in the brush pile, miss a fish, don't wind it up. You know, if you know you don't have him hooked, just like that right there. You know you don't have him hooked, just leave it right where it is. Because you know if you just got bit, you're all in the fish. That's just a little dink. It's actually taking these fish a little minute or two to actually bite. Boom, small crappie. Now catching them on that, they like that Bobby Garland's blue shad. I got the gray one on the top. Alright, we boned back into this cove. We're right in the center of the cove. It's about 25 feet of water. And it looks like there's a treetop been submerged. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like a treetop. Got a lot of limbs on it, and got a lot of fish on it. So when you're vertical jigging, of course you want to stay over the brush, especially if it's brush. And you want to just keep it right over it, so you don't get hung up. Fish around the edges. Allow the fish to come up and actually strike. So let's see if we can catch one of these fish. Another small fish. Just a little dink. And fish are not very aggressive today. I'm having to put it down there and just hold it. They're swimming and bumping against the lure, but they're not actually eating the lure. So hey, sometimes it's like that. So every time I've got the lure down, I've had to leave it there for, you know, a minute or so before they'll actually eat it. Y'all ain't gonna believe this. Just a small crappie. I got hung on it, broke off, and I floated down the creek a little ways. And on the way up here, I missed this on side scan, but there is an absolutely huge brush pile under the water. And so that's another reason I say not to get in a hurry when you come in a cove. Now, I've spent quite a bit of time in this one cove just going from spot to spot. And sometimes on side scan, down imaging, 2D, you won't actually see a spot till maybe you start fishing around, get hung on it, or actually see it with the live scope. So this brush pile is in 18 feet of water, and it comes up to within 10 feet of the surface, so it sticks up really high. Anytime you see a brush pile that's up in the water column that high, it's pretty fresh. Usually the fresher the pile is, the better the fishing is. So let's go up here and catch another crappie. And I did change a little bit. I put a different head on, and I went with a heavy sinker. Boom, you can see the split shot here. I got that heavy split shot on. And because I'm fishing so deep, I need this lure to get, once I get the boat positioned, some of these brush piles are fairly small. And with the wind starting to get up a little bit, they may not be but 6 feet in diameter, like a Christmas tree. And if I get close to them and I drop it, and that light lure takes 3 or 4 or 5 seconds to get down, I drift off the spot. And sometimes those crappie are huddled in a really tight group. So let's go catch another fish. Well, another small crappie. That brush pile is absolutely huge. You know, that's a 9.5-inch crappie. Boom. Now, I've been messing. I'm gonna tell you, that is that white Bobby Garland straight tail, green head, and I've been playing around with colors, and crappie today have not honed in on one particular color. I've just been playing around with colors to see if one would do a little bit better. The fish in Kerr Lake kind of like that green color, from my opinion, and so that's why I use that green color. So let's ease back up here and see if we can catch another one. And I got some other colors I've switched around on my 10-foot rod too. So I've switched everything since I broke off just a little while ago. So let's go back up here and catch fish. Now I'm gonna take my Sony camera, and I'm gonna show you just how many fish is in this treetop right here. It's unbelievable, but I need to share that with you. Film, guys. So that's on. Look at the fish in that brush pile right there. You can see all of the brush here. I'm moving the live scope just a little bit, but look at the fish in the top of this tree. Now you would think you just drop a lure in there and boom, they would hit, but that's not always necessarily true. Now, see how these fish are high in the water column right here? Now I'm going to try to get back just a little bit. I'm going to vertical jig a little while longer. You can see the base of the tree right here. See it running along the bottom here? Boom. And that's a big tree in the water. And it looks like the fish are stacked up over here. But anyway, you see these fish up here? I'm going to get back and I'm going to cast the lure and try to run it across the top without getting hung up. And many times, and I have found this many times. So if you find a stack of fish on a tree, vertical jig and they're not biting them. I've done this around the bridges way too many times to realize this. Vertical jig, then you back off on the bridge pile and cast past it. Fish just react to a moving lure better. Now, whether that's because they're feeding or they just like it that way or they want to chase something, I don't know. But if the fish are not biting vertical jigging, try casting to them, or certain fish may hit, try casting to them. So. Now, I'll tell you what I did. See that red head, white body? There again, I've been changing combinations. Small fish. And I decided to put that red on. You know, when a shad gets stressed, end of his nose gets red. So I thought maybe that might help. So it didn't take long to get bit once I changed that color. Oh, we got us a good one here, y'all. Boom. It's a good crappie. About a 13-inch fish. He hit that blue. Now, I changed a little bit. You know, I love to fish a bridge, ain't no lie. So we come out of the cove where we was catching those little fish, and I decided I would come down here to the bridge and just try it a little bit. We're gonna fish a little while longer, and then we're gonna get out of here. So I come down here to the bridge to give it a try and see what was going on now. I just come past a couple of pillars. Man, the bridge is just loaded with fish. And so anyway, we're gonna try to vertical jig him. Just caught that with vertical jig. And I changed up a little bit, put a really heavy split shot on him. These fish are fairly deep, 15 to 20 feet deep. And so anyway, hey, let's go catch another fish. It's another one here, vertical jig. I switched up from the first time. Got that little gray jig on the top here. Got that white with the red. Just wanted to give them. Boom. That's, you know, that's probably 9.5-inch fish. And there's a lot of fish here. It's just like everywhere else. Actually the you know, the fishing movement. The fishing movement period and being a good day, it's really not a good day to fish today by that chart, but anyway, we're making a day of it and found a little bit better crappie around these bridges than we have actually out on the structure back in the coves. So hey guys, we're getting ready to end this video. We just finished up fishing around the bridge. Like I said earlier, if you want to catch some crappie, you get to this bridge. There's plenty of fish here. Anyway, overall, it was a slow day today. You know, I've had a comment before on the channel that said, all I saw you catch was small crappie. Well, as we all know as fishermen, not every time you go, you're very successful. Sometimes you're really successful. Sometimes you catch a lot of big fish. Sometimes you catch small fish. Hey, that's just fishing. So I wouldn't have an honest channel if I didn't tell you exactly what I did. Because if you're following this channel, you're following as the fish progress throughout the year and kind of how they're staging, how I'm fishing. You know, maybe you can pick up and learn something. So anyway, hey guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Click that subscribe button. Hey, it keeps us doing what we're doing. I hope you've seen something in the video that you learned. Hope you've seen something in the video that you liked. And as always, we appreciate all the support we get for this channel. Hey, and you remember, it's a wild life, and I'll see you on the water.